Have a video on an idea that I would like to share with you. So right now, let me pop up the right one, and this is tips, and we're going to do that.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Boom.
Yeah. That's cool.
Hey, Captain Ed here for Tips and Tricks. Last week we produced the first tips and tricks, and I ran a little long and went a little bit fast. Well, this time we're not going to go as long or as fast because we're going to cover one topic. We're talking about turning finials. Now, finials are a fun little piece. I mean, it doesn't matter what, whoop, there you go. Doesn't matter what shape you make them. Matters is how you hold them. Turning them and turning them. Let's take a look at that. Now for this tips and trick, I'm going to hold on to a finial I already have turned, and I put it in my Jacob's chuck, which is on my headstock, number 2. All right, now I want to be able to hold this steady, and that is hold it so that it won't get a wobble. I mean, there we go. It's running pretty true right now, right? Okay, now it's not as thin as some can be, but I want to keep this end from wobbling too much when I go in to take my final cuts because that'll add a ripple. So I want to steady it. Okay, I want to show you one version of a steady rest. And I said one version because if I showed you all of them, you might be spinning. I'm going to start by popping out my tailstock. I'd set this up to do a different demonstration. And when I sat here, I said, you know what else I could do this? Well, no, I can't do that today. Put my tailstock down on my lathe diaper. Now, what I'm putting in here, this is number 3 Morse taper with the number 2 stuck in it. Didn't have the right one. And I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But I'm going to bring up my tailstock, and I'm going to put that in. Now, it doesn't have to be real tight. But if you like to snug it up a little bit, go ahead. But remember, too much pressure on a Morse taper can do damage. Now, what is this? Take a look at this. I built this in 1999 when I went to a class with Ellie Eversara. It was made to hold barbels and spindles. This is a simple device. Now, I have it on a sort of a screw chuck type thing with a Morse taper on it. You don't have to do that. More about that in a minute. But, okay, this is just a hollowed out piece. It's probably a hollowed out inch and a half. Well, actually, inch and 5/8. So I have it hollowed out like that, and I have 4 finished nails spaced on it. If you don't get the spacing exactly right, it's okay. Now I'm going to bring this up to where my finial is, the one I want to hold. And then I've got a little knot on one end to get a start. And I'm going to go around and go around the piece and then come back with very little pressure. Now I'm going to do this loop thing. It's not complicated. I'm going to go over this side, then come back, go over it again. All right, I'm going to get on this nail, drop over to here, get this one, go over the top. You're following this, right? Okay, then go around that nail. Ooh, wrong way, around that nail, go under the bottom and come over the top of this one. Now, essentially what I'm doing is weaving this finial into a knot, but not really a knot. I'm grabbing it with fibers from all around, and that is this piece of, it can't be nylon line. It has to be sisal or broderie or whatever. It can't be nylon. That'll burn right through this wood. Now, once I get it there, I'm just going to cinch it off. Now, my deal is, I used to put a couple of loops on it, then put a fast knot on it, and I'm done. Now, all I do is want to keep it from unraveling. And don't let this get into your chuck or whatever. So if you need to snip it off, snip it off. You need to tie it back here, tie it back here. But now, wait, I missed a part. Once I have this done, I want to put a little dab of wax right there. That can be the yellow can wax we used to do floors with. Can't think of the name of it. Or a little candle wax, whatever. Just a little wax for lubrication. Now, my spindle is being held in the span of these strings. Being held there. I put a little pressure on it, it won't move side to side. So I can make some clean cuts, some clean wipes or whatever I have to do. I can even use this after I've made it real long, and then I thought, I didn't put the finish on it. Now what do? Here it is. You can finish a little bit on the tip, and before you go down the rest of the body, bring the string steady up and work yourself on down the body. I get a little flat spot in this crown. I can now, with my skew, roll out that flat spot ever so gently, bring it to a curve. If it hits a flat spot, light's going to hit it, it's going to go googly. So that's a simple, steady rest. Okay, shut down the lathe. Now, if you don't have an adapter like this, build your piece. Turn your own Morse tenon. You can get the directions for this and the measurements and all that off the internet if you choose to, or you just get out your own Morse taper, just like this. You measure the length, A, the B, and you turn it and keep it flat. Do not finish it. Do not wax it. Do not oil it. Don't buff it. Leave it raw wood. When it goes in, it'll freeze up. It'll push out. You have the right length to make it push back out. Okay. And that's a simple way to build them. Morse tapers are a great way to go. This pops out real easy. It didn't take a lot of mechanical to put it in. Slipped in, put the strings around it. Now I said there's hundreds of versions. Some are plywood disc with a hole in them you can set up and it bounces onto your onto your bedstock, and you do the same thing with the strings. Other ones mount into get all this, the tool rest to steady it. I can't understand those. I don't have a spare tool rest. But that's how you build the string steady. Another one of those tips and tricks right here, worldwidewoodturners.org. And remember, you can always submit your tip or trick, and we'll use it each week. Thank you. Take care. And oh, yeah, by the way, be safe.
Very good.